Yo, what's up, Lydia? Uh, Sheesh, too many memories. I wish we didn't have to go through all that time not being able to talk, but totally understandable. Whatever. I prefer you happy with your husband and your kids and whatever. Um, yeah, man, it's hard to start with you because, like, I mean, it's not hard to start. It's just so many memories that I need to pop off the top of my head. But Uh, just start from the beginning, I guess. None of this shit is professional, so just bear with me if I have like long pauses. So, well, I remember, and it was 2012. I was at the gym, and I was at Planet Fitness, and I got a message from some little girl on the on the POF app, and it's like, who's this? And you're just like, would you be willing to go out on a double date with my friend and her friend, and you could come as well as my date? And I was like, oh, this little girl. I was like, you know what, I'll do it. You know, I had nothing else to do. Never knew that it would go as far as it did. Um, but yeah, I remember meeting you and the other girl that lived like when you walk out your door, you go to the move to the right, and then her apartment was to the left. The white chick, her name started L. It's slipping my mind right now. Um, but yeah, I just remember her guy came over with those dirty boots. I guess he just got off of work or whatnot. But that was pretty cool, you know. We were sitting on the couch against the back wall, I guess, and they were sitting on the other couch, just holding conversations, whatnot. And then went to Ala Capri. Uh, that was pretty fun. Uh, we stayed out late, so about like 3 or 4 in the freaking morning. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed our conversation. Pretty sure it was 90% of you talking, and the others me listening, trying to throw in my little replies or whatnot. Uh, but yeah, and then we went to the movies to go see Avengers, and that was pretty cool. I mean, we got in with free tickets because you had your friend that worked there, and whatnot, and bought you some water, and yeah, we was seeing. I know for sure that time was Avengers, but we also seen like the Amazing Spider-Man or something like that later on. But I'm just saying off into the distance because that's how my thoughts come to me. Uh, yeah, but that night was the Avengers, and then went to the beach and listened to your crazy ass music. Shit, what's the name of that? I can't think of the name of the because all I heard was a bunch of rah 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 rah. Maybe like System Down or something like that. I don't know the full name, whatever like that. But it was one of your little favorite bands back then. It's crazy that was like 10 years ago or 2023, so it was like 11 years ago. But yeah, after that we went to IHOP, and I remember the exact place that we sat. It was closer towards the kitchen, and then but if you look to the right, and then like two benches down, not benches down. Um, there was that other little couple with the guy that was high as shit, and he was with this homegirl, and they're sitting across from each other. I want to say I ordered the chicken quesadilla. Maybe doesn't really matter. But yeah, that was fun talking with you that night, and then I was supposed to go home. And then you're like, I want to hang out with you again. Oh God, I gotta sleep. So I came hung out with you at your apartment, and we just sat there and talked some more. I don't know if no one had talked to you within a couple of weeks. You had a lot of stuff to get off your chest, but it was. I'm a great listener, so it didn't bother me. But it was pretty cool when you finally was able to come over to my house, and I turned um, my pantry because I had no food inside there, into my library. And then um, you started looking at the books because I was ready to. Uh, I guess the song was mean, but like leave, you know. But I couldn't stop from wanting to teach you more. Like if you'd have never like grabbed those books, I would probably ghost you. I know it's rude to say, but it's just being 100% honest, and whatnot. And but the fact that you wanted to keep learning, this is amazing. And then you wanted to learn pretty much every single thing that I had inside of my books. Plus, you wanted to learn how to play chess. Then you wanted to learn like the elements, and then we started learning the numbers of pi. Uh, I remember that one day we were supposed to go skydiving, and well, not supposed to go skydiving. I said, okay, I'm gonna put this chess engine on 1200. If you beat it, I'm gonna take you skydiving, and your ass lost. Oh man, yeah, I wish you would have won, but whatever. Yeah, but we learned a lot, and what else? Remember you brought up a freaking Prometheus. I hated that movie. God damn, it's such a horrible movie. I was like, dude, I just wasted, I don't know, I said the movie was like an hour and 40 some minutes. I don't know how long the movie was. Or 2 hours maybe. Yeah, but then the crazy thing about it was I revisited the movie about two to 3 years ago. 2 years ago. And I loved it. Because I actually learned the backstory to it on why the alien wanted to destroy Earth. And man, that left out like 5 minutes of that movie that was cut from the editor that could have explained a whole lot more that connected that whole movie together. Basically, Prometheus was sending that little alien group, whatever, was sending technology over to Earth because they're the one that birthed Earth or whatever like that. And then they said 2,000 years ago, I sent someone to you and you killed him. So basically, it's on Jesus to Earth. It's found out to be how to be like the perfect human. And the fact that when it returned, when the information returned that they crucified him, killed him, whatever like that, that's when it was like, I just give up on all humanity hope. But if you rewatch it, just add in that little piece right there, and everything will come together. But I do remember going to watch Elysium with you, Matt Damon, and I'd asked you, do you know the deeper meaning to that movie or whatnot? And you were like, I can't really think about it, you know? And then I connected it for you because, like, Matt Damon did not want the money from the rich people that lived on the big circular thing, whatever like that. All he wanted was their machines that healed people for free. And so he just wanted the technology on Earth so it can help heal the people here. And basically, it was like the Obamacare was coming out that year, where the elite people, which would be the people up there, were getting like free, were getting health care, but the people at the bottom were suffering. And so it just connected this out of my brain that it was kind of like a propaganda type thing, not propaganda in a negative way, but just trying to show about healthcare, put it that way, whatever. But man, I wish I could find the notes because I know it's with my drawings. I still remember where it's at. Of our Elysium that we created. I think we had like trains, like fast bullet trains going to each country for people who don't want to be able to drive. And we created our own little perfect world. And then we got to the motorcycles, and yeah, that was a adventure within itself, you know, because we had a lot of good little trips. One of the trips that stuck outside of my mind when we was driving to the mall, and we're going down Lake Street, and had another bike guy in front of us, and I was like, man, look at those rainy clouds, whatever, like that. And you were like, oh, it's not gonna rain. See that guy in front of us? He's still driving. And then he turned around at the gas station and drove back because he seen the rain and whatnot. But also that day we were driving on that big curve once before you get to North Lake Charles, and I flew off that thing, and you flew on my back, and damn near tore my nipple off, and I was just skidding on the ground while you were surfing on my back, and then we were driving back home, and freaking talk about a gas station to look for band-aids. They only had those little ass band-aids. I wouldn't have done shit like gas or whatever. But then we ended up behind that truck that was like throwing rocks, and it was just hitting all my little scars. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, that was a weird time on the motorcycle. And then also had fun teaching you how to not only just ride the motorcycle, ride behind me on the motorcycle, but actually have you learn to ride the motorcycle. We went to Burton Dome. I don't know what to call it, Coliseum, so whatever. Yeah, and I had you just let off the clutch and just glide on the bike. Oh, the other nights, I'm sticking to the motorcycle for right now. But we went to Graywood at like, what is it, like 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, whatever like that. And I'm driving around in an all black Escalade and driving around and a freaking motorcycle behind me. I know that's been the most suspicious looking thing ever because we just kept making circles and whatnot. And the few times we went to the Civic Center, and you drove there. I think that was like one of the first times that you hit the gas pedal. I was impressed. But like the same night, man, I feel like destiny had taken place because that night that I was supposed to take you on the interstate, to have you drive on the interstate behind you, it was the same day I got inside my motorcycle accident. And so I was never able to take you there. Man, that could have changed a lot. Say if you got hurt that night, I don't know. Everything happened for a reason. But, yeah. Let's see. Thank you for coming visit me. Like when I was, after my motorcycle accident, when I was stuck in the bed at my parents' house, and you just came one time. My nephew Devin was there, and he just came and talked, of course. Like, Jesus Christ, he talks a lot, and you talk a lot. I had to take like a 3-day mental break after that, whatever like that. And I remember paying for your motorcycle class. Also, so I remember I was so excited to drive my motorcycle. I had just got my new little helmet. I want to say it was my or my lid. I accidentally dropped it off the side of the table. It poof, just broke or whatnot, but whatever. Survived that. We also learned the pi numbers. You impressed me because I think you made it up to like 21 numbers after the decimal. On pi when we drove to Beaumont when I had to go get it serviced or whatnot. You came with me, whatever like that. It was the same day we went to the mall as well because you drove my truck there and I drove the bike there. And while my bike was getting fixed, we went to it's called Parkdale Mall. I don't know, Beaumont Mall. We just call it the freaking Beaumont Mall. And yeah, and oh man, like it's like back to his education thing. Sorry, I got stuck on a motorcycle. Like it matters. Everything is off the whim. Yeah, thanks for wanting to learn. To be honest, like I remember that day you cried because you have dyslexia and it was hard for you to read, and I was like, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Just read. You know, it's just us here. You know, the more mistakes you make, the better you'll become. Like, stop trying to be perfect, and I think that helped you a lot. And then end up buying your GED book from Books A Million. Man, you couldn't. And I'm not saying buying stuff like you owe me something. I'm saying like I was buying these things because I was just impressed how you soaked up knowledge. To go from what you said your parents or whatever will say that what if other people told you that you wasn't possible to learn or whatever the negative things they put inside you. I want to be that positive light inside your life and tell you that you can learn, you know. And I wanted you to prove them wrong. And going to your back on education, man, going to your graduation, that meant a lot. Like seeing you go in front of the class and in front of the what's that Lagrange auditorium thing, and I think Randy Roach went there, and they allowed you out of all people to go speak in front. God, I don't even know how you was able to stop. But you thanked me, and that really meant a lot. Remember, your father and your mother was in the audience as well, and I talked to your father afterwards about the boats in Panama, and then we went back to your parents' house and had the celebration for your graduation, which you highly deserve. Moving along. Back to the movies. I'm just bouncing everywhere here. Remember, I invited you to go see The Hobbit, and make myself fucking laugh. I was like, I'm going to the movie theater at it was let's say like it was like 2:30 to go see The Hobbit, and you're like, okay. 2:30 came. I drove to the movie theater. I sat comfortably. You was like, where you at? It's like, I'm at the movie theater. I told you I was going at 2:30. And then you end up showing up. Yeah, you walked all the way to the left side and up. It's probably like 8 or 9 rows, whatever like that. And we watched The Hobbit. Meeting you at the library after all those things. Even after my motorcycle accident, I'll have my mother drive me to the library. To meet you there, to help you study, and thank you so much for furthering your education and not just sticking with the GED. I mean, I was happy that you got the GED, you know, because you didn't have to do that because you just like sitting on the couch watching Family Guy. So you getting the GED was already like a huge accomplishment to me. And the fact that you wanted to learn more and get your associate's degree. I don't know what you went through to get your grant for Sewella, because like I tell some of my main videos, I can't take credit for the things that you've accomplished. Partially, I was there, but you're the one that actually had to put in all the work and the time to get those things accomplished, and having to want to do those things. So don't just blame me for all your accomplishments. I was just like a little stepping stool you could step on, and I didn't mind being stepped on at all. But meeting you at the library during my when I was still inside of a wheelchair, and you're studying for your pharmacy tech degree at Sewella. And he thought it was so strange that I was reading a book that was just based off of clouds. Like, when I'm interested in something, like I go all the way in. So, and nothing really bores me. Everything excites me as long as I'm still learning, you know. And so yeah, I read like a whole book just on clouds, like nothing more. And like you read a whole book on clouds. I was like, yeah. And we did the little thing where I was like, so what's gonna do? We're gonna walk up and down each aisle, and you pick out, I could tell you 2 books from each one and tell you a background story of them. He was impressed by that little thing, whatever like that. I don't know. I just love reading, so didn't impress me at all. But it's still pretty cool. And I wanted to show you that so you know that it was possible for a human to do this. And so one day you'll be able to do it for your kids, where you can just walk up and down any aisle of a library and be able to pick 2 books and have a whole all your knowledge about it, whatnot, you know. And that was some of my favorite pastimes with you, going to the library, to be honest. Oh, that day. Memories is flooding something, man. That day I had bought you a chessboard, but I didn't tell you. And then where you walk inside of my house, to the right, there was a microwave and there was like a drawer where I kept all my candy stuff at, you know. And I put the chessboard inside there, and you just came over, just a normal day, so you always come over, you know. And I was like, hey, Give me one of those candies out the drawer. And you open up the drawer. It's like, wow, there's a chessboard inside here. And I was like, that's yours. Oh man, the little happiness and the little tears in your eyes, man, was freaking amazing. Like, it was nothing for me to get that board, but it meant everything to you, so that meant everything to me. So, thank you. Thank you for being appreciative. Put it that way, you know. Um, Another time they made me like super proud was when like Dennis had been playing chess his whole life, and I was training you on chess, and I was like, I want to see you play somebody besides me, you know. And I brought you to Pit Grill that was on probably still there on Preen Lake Road near the mall, and he was sitting there, and we brought your chessboard there, and y'all played, and you kicked his ass. That was you were so nervous for no fucking reason. God damn. It's just the game. You didn't have to prove anything to me. Even if you lost, we just went to harder training, you know? But you kicked his ass, and that let me know, man, that you were able to. Well, I already knew you could retain knowledge, but just even like memorizing something that's, I won't say useless, but like as something that's not important. Because like getting in GD is super important. Getting your uh, getting your sorry for the blanks. Getting your degree from Suella, pharmacy tech degree from Suella, super important because like these are things that could build upon your life, you know. So it's like very good to return. But remember I was in chess, that's nothing. But the fact that you was able to retain it, even though it wasn't even like it was like a side mission in life. It wasn't even like the main part of life. That super impressed me because I'm the same way, you know. Um, mm, oh, that day. Yeah. Um, so one day you came over and I was mind boggled. Like I said, look, we were looking inside the front door of my house, and I was like, how in the world did that spider get his web from that pole all the way to over there, you know? And we just sat out there, stood out there for like 20 minutes, and you end up solving. Like, you started here, you walked down, and then walked back up, and then put the other web over there, and just kept repeating or whatnot. But like, nobody just, people were just like, oh, it's a freaking spider. Who cares, you know? It's got this web, it's cool, whatever, like that. But you actually sat there and took the time out uh, that had no purpose in life at all, but just to figure it out. And thank you for that. That was awesome. Um, Very proud when you got your apartment, man, because that was like one of the biggest things. Like you're like a rose in a black rose. I want to say that was like your PLF name. Um, you're like a black rose in like a junkyard. Not calling other people around your place junk, but it was just a very toxic area in your first apartment. And to see you finally get the job and then move out of there, otherwise like move out of that place into a beautiful place right about Fifth Avenue with trees and every single thing to go inside. I was super impressed because it was like the fruits of your labor. All the things that we worked on actually had showed your accomplishments. It was like a trophy or whatnot. Um, and then also you had your eventually you popped up to my house and you showed me a new car. I was like, look at little Lydia, man, going from a little beat up car and a little beat up apartment complex to a new car in a new apartment complex. And that meant a lot to me because not just for you, but for your kids as well. Yeah, you don't want your kids growing up inside that type of environment, you know. But I know you're doing the best you can before I came. But watching Family Guy, but that meant a lot because Morion, Maya, and Malia needed a good environment to prosper very well. Although you kept them very sheltered and made the best of it, you know. But it's just better so you have nothing to worry about, you know. Um, Yeah, but if in the odds of that freaking car, jump ahead to like 2018 ish. Um, odds that Derek hit you in that car. It's like 2016. Derek showed me his car. You showed me your car. And I was proud for both of y'all. And then next thing you know, you give me a call and you're like, you wouldn't guess who I hit. I was like, who? And you hit freaking Derek. Like, out of all the cars, say like 80,000, 77,000, it's like 80,000 people, probably more by now, inside Lake Charles. And you found Derek to hit him to brush you off your truck. And then you was going through a hard time dealing with your daughter being pregnant at the same time, going through all those, how you say it? It's the easy words that get stuck that just doesn't come to my head. Ask me something complex, I'll be able to pow right there. Complications with your pregnancy. Yeah, but you still push through that as well. Was that before? Yeah, I think it was before then. Wanted to tell you, I don't know if I ever told you, but that was a very special night. The night that you just came to my house, you picked me up, and we went go see Christmas lights. It was so peaceful. Like, if I go back to that inside of my memory, it's very quiet. Like, a lot of times I go back to my memory, I can hear like the noises and every single thing. But like that night, it was just peaceful. It meant a lot to me. Just want to tell you that. And also when you came over to show me Nova, then the fact that you named it Nova, like we had learned about the supernovas, about the origin of life, when the sun explodes. It was like a little grocery store sending out groceries to all the rest of the planet so they can get their food and make their own planets, But without supernova, none of this would exist. And you named it Nova. Beautiful, beautiful name. Too many memories, Lydia. Oh, jeez. I mean, if you have any other memories, of course I couldn't get to the other stuff because it's going to be on a public forum, and I keep everything rated PG. But yeah, all those encounters was beautiful to me. Last encounter, I mean, yeah, one of our happy ones was when you, Chris, Alina, and I all went to Golden Nugget, and then we went to Kashada. Yeah. That'll probably be a long ass gap because I want to cycle through my memories of things that I might have missed. Oh, I remember when we were picking up Maya, Malia, and Morion from school, and we were driving down. I want to say, no, it wasn't Lake Street, whatever that other street is. I don't know what the little streets, maybe Common or Kirkman, whatever like that. Whatever street that school is now. And I was like, I wonder what kids dream about. And you were like, they probably just dream about ducks walking around quacking. And we just laughed our asses off. It's silly as shit now, but like then it was funny as fuck. I still think it's funny. But yeah. He was like, he's probably just seeing like a bunch of ducks quacking around the pond, walking around. I hope you're still improving in life, as you should be, and I can't give you any advice on how to raise kids because you raised an amazing 3 kids and the new one, Nova. And so I was keeping on to our house, and she was sitting in her. Nova was sitting in her little chair. It was kind of like when you walk outside the house, and there's a back door like straight through or whatever like that, something like that. And she was sitting there, and he was like, "That's what she goes sits at for her dinner time." That was cute. She was all prepared with a little seat, with a little tray in front of her, ready to get her something to eat. Yeah. Maya and Malia, y'all very beautiful girls, and never rely on just your beauty. You have a very intelligent mother. Anything you want to learn, like she can teach you 100%. Be smart and beautiful. Nobody can stop you with those two things, you know. Morion. I had a few like little small conversations, and not really, you know. You just have a cool ass character, man. Like, I dig it, you know. And you be very smart as well, you know. I'm pretty sure all of y'all came out smart just because of your mother or whatnot. And of course, Nova's gonna be smart, and having Chris' side and Lydia's side, and I just wish y'all all the most beautiful blessings, and I hope pray that y'all stay together. And sheesh, I feel like you. I'm just just talking. But I mean all those things I just said, but I just don't want to leave out anything. But if I miss out something, I'll add a second part to the video. But just want to tell you I love you, love your whole family, and I pray for the best for all of y'all. Peace.